So I was going to talk about this yesterday, but I decided to make a different video. However, what I want to talk about today is something you guys like cannot be slacking on at all. And I mean, with my last couple of refreshes, my last five, I'm probably going to put it all into this. And that's going to be shells. So one of the biggest things I feel like that people need to understand is that shells give a lot of stats. Like just looking at this, that's 27 speed, 440 attack, right? That's a huge amount. And then 1800 HP, right? So you have to be very aware that you really want to get shells up. I mean, look, like just this stats, 3000 HP is wild, right? So there's a lot of things that go into the shells being kind of needed. That's also the passives, for example, this one giving 14 fucking speed. That's an insane roll that we have. Like 14 speed on that's fucking crazy. But it's also the passives, right? The passives are really good. And if we check it in Grim Pursuit, right? For now, like especially until you unlock Nico Nana, which I did, right? And I'm basically getting carried by Rosa in that. But for now, where you have to really target Fabian, right? You really want to be able to do Fabian, okay? Because Black Flag is maybe one of the best shells until we get really later on, right? Like even after Sharon, right? You're probably not gonna, you're still gonna be using Black Flag. If we're being real, like only really Rengo Kutsu is gonna stop you from using Black Flag on some characters. But to be fair, Gigabyte is also really good. But we're gonna go in order. We're gonna start with Fabian. So Black Flag's really good because it's gonna give a speed boost, right? And then also give a turn meter increase, right? So this one for a lot of supports is just going to be like free. Very, very good. Also has speed on it, right? As the Matrix is on the bottom. Very good. And then for DPS, Twilight Knight is goated as hell. Of course, the only problem is that it's only available on turn 2. So like your first attack, if it's an ult, won't activate with this. However, to be fair, that second attack, it does lower the enemy's defense by 50%. The Matrixes are pretty much the ones you're going to be using, right? So Onslaught and then Harvest and Battle Will, maybe Swift Rush, but mainly Onslaught's going to be the main one, especially if you're farming Terramaton, so keep that in mind. But yeah, no, Twilight Knight's also very good. And Diamond Heart can be used. I mean, like, if you need it for, like, one, I mean, maybe. It does give a pretty decent shield, right? So if you're using it on someone like Rahu, this is going to be an insanely, really good shield, alongside increasing the owner's defense. So those three are great. Now, this one is meh. This one's okay, but, like, it's mainly just focusing on these two in the front that are really good, right? So that's something very important. And for this, of course, Freya with like Leon and like if you have a Heinrich and of course Gray could be really good. I mean, you're going to be able to clear very quick with like just Leon, Freya, Gray, and then slotting in maybe another support and another DPS. You could get through it, right? Then you're probably going to skip Whitney if I'm being real. They're just not that good. Okay, like this one, the turn meter is pretty good, but it's every 3 action by the enemy units. It's decent. I mean, if you use this one, it's not bad. I just don't think it's going to be like tremendous because you also have to realize you're not going to get this one super often. You're going to get this one, which is a healing over time, meh. You're going to get this one, which is attack plus lifesteal, which is okay. But especially for a lot of PvE content, either you're clearing quick enough or you just have lifesteal. Sorry, a healer. And for example, the other one, Fabian, like this one, right? This one lowers the enemy defense, which I value higher than increasing your own attack. And then this one, randomly lowering skill cooldown. The only really good one is Star on this, and then Shai Hai Jing, right? The other ones are like pretty meh. So this one is not one you're gonna farm, okay? And then of course it's gonna be Nico Nana at level 35. So you're really gonna start, or was it level 35? I don't even know. I think it was 35. But you're really going to start with Fabian, right? And you're going to grind that alongside Threshold. And for Threshold, you're going to really grind that alongside a Nightmare 3. And then next time you're going to touch Threshold's going to be at Hell 4, right? All the way once you're at Hell 4, which is really optimal. Because if you're at Hell 3, the problem is you could still get this rarity. I think that's outstanding, where we want only this rarity, right? Which is why you're going to grind the Hell 4 if you really get to that. Of course, you need like real mocha to really make it easy. So keep that in mind for sure. So, you know, especially in this like portion we're at, Rosa is just insane. I mean, we also have her passive leveled up, which guarantees the follow-up. But when you guarantee, like basically every time an enemy crits, anytime an ally crits and you have this debuff present, the Blade Heart Bloom, you're just doing your skill 1 again. which is insane. Like the damage you're going to be doing with Rosa is insane. Like in Aurora, in also Nico Nana, I mean, it's really, really crazy just how much you're able to do. And then let's get into the shells. So the shells are pretty much all good, okay? Pretty much all have uses. So White Fang is going to be great for Rosa. So it's going to deal damage. Then on a crit hit, increases the owner's crit damage by 5%. And because she's doing a bunch of follow-ups, this White Fang is actually going to be one of her best, pretty much her best, because that's giving you an extra 50% crit damage on all her attacks. And remember, you're trying to build it to where she's critting every time. So it's going to be great. And she also gives herself crit rate. Now this one is going to be defense increase, and it's going to also give a shield. So I would say like White Fang, I think it was, like you're not really, the problem with that is that like, you know, it's just the worst version of this, if we're being real. It's going to give a pretty hefty shield, like 700 increase, then 350% instead of 550 and 260. So it's a big gap, but of course it's going to take a lot more levels to actually unlock. So keep that in mind, right? Now, then, Gigabyte. This is, I think, once again, so every 3 actions you get 30% turn meter, 1 time per turn. I think it's just a better version of I'm not gonna pronounce it, guys. I'm not gonna pronounce it. Then the Shanghai Jing, right? So it's like this is a bit worse, but then you also have to remember the stats on this are gonna be better, and it has more matrices available, which is pretty good. Is there? Oh, there's no bulwark. That would have been insane if there was bulwark on this. Oh my god. Bulwark is a debuff immunity one, but you could still build probably 8-piece Swift Rush and 8-piece Bulwark, but still. So yeah, this one's going to be very good. Oh, let's set that back up. And look at that. So we got White Fang, which is huge. Oh, wait, this is not bad. Momentum's not going to be that bad. I mean, I would say this might be good on... No, maybe not Rosa. No, we'd rather crit damage, but let's play that again. So... yeah, no, Gigabyte's going to be really good because you are going to be boosted by the enemies, and in some cases in PvP, this one is going to be really good. And then there's Alicorn, right? And this one's going to dispel debuffs, increase effect res. This one's okay. I mean, you might use it in some instances. It does have speed, right, with some other decent ones. So there is that, but I think out of the 4, this one's one of the weaker ones, right? But then the thing is, it's not even just 4 decent ones. You also have Twilight Knight and also Black Flag available, right? So this is like pretty much, if you could farm Nico Nana, and like you're gonna need Rosa for this, you just target the main body with like Lian, right? Rosa is gonna be able to go crazy, okay, if you have her. I mean, her crit rate 68, and then I guess it goes up to like 98 essentially, so she's fine. Maybe I should get her crit rate a bit higher, but in terms of damage, like she's easily clearing Nico Nana, which is great, right? Absolutely amazing. And you know, you want to farm shells, right? The stat boost is insane. Like, let's just look at it, right? So on... oh, wait, Lian doesn't have a shell? Oh, whoops. But yeah, so we could see. So 1100 plus 1500, where instead it would be 1100 plus 980. 500 extra attack is literally like right now a fifth of her attack just from the shell, okay? So you're going to be needing this shit. You are genuinely going to be needing these. Not only, like, of course, we do have the extra 2% final damage is pretty good. But yeah, no, like all these extra passives, if you could get them, if you're lucky, and then with the Matrix X, you're going to need pretty much all of it. So keep that in mind. Also, let's put this back to Onslaught now. I was a little confused with how the piece was going, but now it all makes sense. So let's just put this. It doesn't need to be leveled up. It's defense. So there we go. Okay, that's a lot better. But yeah, no, you're going to need your good shells, and like all the ones in Nico Nana pretty much are the ones you're going to be building up long term early on. So I'd say farming this is going to be huge, okay? But of course, you're not going to get there for a while because I've been max refreshing. But so for you, it's going to start with Fabian, and then you're going to skip Whitney and go straight into Nico Nana. But yeah, no, you grind the shells accordingly to make sure you're able to get the max difficulty. So let's say you're on like Nightmare 2. Well, you're going to go to shells to make sure you could beat Nightmare 3 if you can't beat Nightmare 3. And then now for me, it's the same thing. I'm doing Hell Nico Nana to be able to beat Hell 4 for both Terramaton and Doki Doki, and that's just how it's going to go. So let me know where you guys are at. I'm pretty much almost done for the day. So how many refreshes left? I mean, for now, it's basically pure auto, and we have a 100% win rate. Yeah, there we go. And of course, the biggest thing also, early on especially, before you start getting like Black Flag and what's this one called, Twilight Knight, you're not really going to use as much training data. Like, don't level the ones up too early on, because then you're going to be wasting quite a lot of resources. Oh, this is huge. Oh, my Rosa is going to be broken. Oh my god, Rosa is going to be insane. So yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like the video if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you're new. Bye-bye.